A very warm welcome to everyone that came to this open house at MERU on June 2nd, 2024. We gathered this weekend. Actually, this is a 2-day event for all those who are interested in acquiring an apartment at MERU. And for this opportunity, we wanted to share also with those who couldn't join us at MERU, but they could join us from the comfort of their home. So we wanted to present a couple of things about the future of MERU, what's the vision of MERU, so which projects are going to be built after the apartment building, the residence building, and the operations building are constructed. And we will start with, first of all, presenting our neighbors, MERU Apartments neighbors. Some of them were able to join us this time here at MERU, and some are looking at this video presentation through their computers. Here you can see the neighbors of the MERU apartment building, and as you may have realized, this list is growing and growing. More and more apartments are being acquired from people from all over the world, and less apartments are available. As you may be familiar with some of those faces, I'm just gonna be reading through the names. We have Rudolf Gilman from Switzerland, Petra and Guido Zinkert from Germany, Antje de Vos from the Netherlands, Ruth Brunsch from Germany, then Philip Ramsey and Mary Glazer from Canada, Brian Levine from the US, Diana Layton from the UK, and at the moment she already lives at MERU. Then we have the Swiss Embassy, thanks to Rudolf Gilman, also their apartment in the building. There are a couple of German couples that are also on the way of getting their apartments, and we may tell you more about them at the next presentation. Then we have Chantal Lagasse and Antoine Lagasse from France, Nigel and Dory Khan from the UK, another French couple, Frances Knight from the UK, also currently living at MERU, our famous artist. Then Raja Tamam Hamza from Lebanon, and Rajandrea Strassi and Linda K. Trassi. We're gonna take a look at the construction time-lapse video, so you'll see how the project has been developing over the past couple of months.
Greetings, everyone. We are happy to share with all of you the beautiful story of MERU Southside project. As any story, ours has a beginning, more exactly the 8th of June 2023, when we officially started the project with a beautiful Vedic ceremony called Shilanyas, when we laid the foundation stone for all the 3 buildings that are part of this auspicious project. This is a video showing on high speed the time lapse of the construction process until now. It shows first how the land in the south side area of the campus was prepared in order to be stable enough to hold the future structures of the buildings. The soil was cleaned of all the debris, and then it was stabilized with compacted earth and fine gravel layers. Next step was creating the foundations for the 2 cranes that are used currently on the construction site. You can also observe in these images the tracing for the footprints of the building foundations that was done with the help of a specialized surveying company. We made sure to double check the results of this surveying company so that we do not risk that the buildings are not properly vastu oriented. In the following images, we can see the trenches of the buildings being dug out and filled with reinforced concrete in order to create the footing of the foundation blocks. In the winter time, we can notice that all the ground floor roof levels have been already completed, this being followed soon by the raising of the limestone walls and the upper floor slabs. All the elements of the walls and of the structural floors that we see being built here were pre-ordered by the building company in a factory that created all the prefabricated parts with unique measurements, just like Lego parts. These pieces were later assembled on site by the builders. During this entire process, our on-site team did their best in order to make sure that the buildings are elevated as much as possible according to the correct vastu measurements and MERU requirements. As you can see, currently all buildings have already reached the second level of construction. We are building now the walls for the second floors for apartment building and residence building, and operations building, the building closest to us, is awaiting for the structural wooden parts that will create the base for the first and second floor. So it's already obvious that the pace of the building process is starting to accelerate, and by the time the autumn will start, we will have the rough structures already in place, and the fine works will start to be realized. I want to thank our MERU development team for their relentless efforts to keep this project alive, but also the construction contractors, the architectural companies involved, and the management teams that work together in order to make our development a reality. We are looking to complete our project in spring-summer of 2025 and looking forward to welcoming all our guests in the new and beautiful Vastu buildings.
And now we will also take a look at a very interesting video presentation which Raj Andreas and Casper made about the whole vision of MERU, of what's being planned in the future. And this is a really condensed 15-minute video. And then after the video, we'll go more into details of each project separately.
Jai Gurudev. In this video, Casper and I will share with you the latest update on the vision, mission, and incredible progress that's unfolding at MERU. MDevCo was formed 4 years ago with a clear mandate from MERU and Maharaja to build a one-of-a-kind luxury apartment building for the friends of MERU. With over 30 years of experience in real estate, hospitality, and development, I was asked to become the chairman of MDevCo. Maharaja handpicked Casper to be the CEO. Casper not only has the passion, commitment, and required skills to deliver on these projects, but more importantly, he is the powerhouse for the next generation at MERU. Over to you, Casper.
It's a pleasure to be sharing what we're working on here at MERU. I'd like to start with reminding everybody where the name MERU comes from. Here we see Mount Kailash, which Maharishi chose as the logo of MERU to represent that mountain. MERU today is the headquarters of the international movement that Maharishi left in the hands of Dr. Tony Nader, Maharaja Adhiraj Rajaram. The vision of MERU is to develop the full potential of human consciousness. MERU today is a vibrant community working towards that goal. We are working today on realizing a master plan on our campus. MERU is located at the eastern border of the Netherlands, near Germany, in the middle of a national park, yet surrounded by major airports and many modern lifestyle amenities to really allow us to enjoy 200% of life. This master plan, seen here in this image, was designed by Maharishi. This process started in 1997. That is also the year that Maharishi's house was built on the campus. From 1997 to 2014, many elements of this master plan were built. As mentioned, the home of Maharishi, and finally in 2014, the home of Maharishi's knowledge, the video building. Also, many homes were built for international administrators, rajas, ministers, Rajajeshwaris, leaders of our movement who are helping carry the mission. We are now in phase 2 of the construction of the master plan, which is to be completed in spring 2025 and started 4 years ago. One of the major buildings under construction today is the operations building. This is basically the facility where many of the people who are taking care of the campus itself, making sure that everything is well maintained. We're also building a 70-room residence building where many of our international administrators and staff will live. Also, there are rooms for short-term guests. We're also planning spaces for an academy, learning, lecture halls, and spaces for wellness to allow our short-term guests and our long-term residents to enjoy Maharishi's knowledge and experience the technologies.
The apartment building is next to a beautiful forest, whilst in the heart of our international capital of our movement. And the Friends of MERU, who we'll get to see in later slides, came together, and so far 2/3 of this building have been acquired and moving forward from there. And we have a beautiful video to watch next. There is no better place to reside than this apartment building at MERU.
This is a picture of the building site a couple of weeks ago. Progress is being made day by day. We're working with a local contractor who's overseeing the construction of all 3 buildings simultaneously. After phase 2, there's more to be done, more to be built. Phase 3, estimated to be completed by 2028, is the part of construction that is focused on what we have to offer to the outside world. The pinnacle of that is in Maharishi Tower of Invincibility. Maharishi's last wish when he left into Samadhi was to ask all the administrators, the Rajas and the ministers and Maharaja, to build him towers of invincibility. These towers were intended to exhibit the full breadth of knowledge brought to this world by Maharishi in the form of 12 exhibitions with at the top a planetarium. This project is one of the key aspects of MERU fulfilling its vision of helping develop the full potential of human consciousness. But it's not the only project.
The tower already has some seed capital to get it off the ground. And also there's a wellness resort, which is a 50-bedroom and suite wellness resort to allow a much bigger audience to visit MERU. And so this will be a commercial element to MERU, where you can come and get a taste of what it is to be free from suffering. This wellness resort allows the best of Ayurveda, modern medicine, and digital subscriptions to come together to free people from all this suffering in a very practical way. We've actually got the tables and the numbers, and now we will go to the next phase of using the business plan to begin to develop a brand and develop the design of the interior and fully the content, and open this world-class wellness resort, which will work together with Maharaja's Vision for Consciousness consultants to have somewhere to refer, recommend, and build the future of our movement in the form of content too.
Aside from those 2 public-facing developments, there are also still some facilities needed to complete the community on the MERU campus. One of those is the Annapurna building, the community building. This is where the kitchens and the dining halls and the community spaces would be, the life of our campus. We also need to complete our group program facilities. This is, of course, at the core of our vision and mission, and having a bigger, more permanent coherence group on the MERU campus. Maharishi himself spoke of the importance of developing buildings for our movement. These buildings will speak silently from generation to generation of the existence of a simple way to liberate mankind. On behalf of Maharaja, we are, of course, delighted to welcome your participation. Now, in terms of the structure, the formal name for the international movement is the Global Country of World Peace. MERU is Maharishi's international headquarters and therefore the center of the Global Country of World Peace. The Maharishi Tower of Invincibility is a separate foundation that was founded to develop that project, and there is also a resort committee fully dedicated to realizing the planned wellness resort. We're presenting today on behalf of the MERU Development Corporation, which is the development arm of the international headquarters.
All of this is just an idea without a winning team. Visions without winning teams very rarely succeed. And we're very fortunate that in this MERU campus, we have the best of the leadership that's custodian for the pure knowledge and who are working closely with Maharishi. together with the next generation that's coming through. And bridging those two are also the friends of MERU, those who see that the world is in transition, and that doesn't exclude MERU itself. And so we've put together with MERU Development Corporation different stratas of teams to bridge. And we have a supervisory board at MDevCo with Eike Hartman, the Minister of Architecture, Roger Raphael, and Dr. Neil Patterson. And they are supervising the management board of MDevCo, which includes Raja Alberto and Mother Margarita, who are the Rajas of MERU, the next phase of master plan construction. Casper, myself, Linda K. Thrassi, who's my partner, keeps me in check, Kritian Young, who looks after our finances, and Connie Postel. And between Linda and Connie, we make sure that the human element of driving and delivering these projects are well maintained. And finally, on the ground, we have Piet van de Beek, who's the site supervisor. We have Roxana Surka, who's our Vastu architect, and Daria, who has been doing an incredible job with our sales and marketing. So this is a wonderful picture of our stone setting ceremony during Guru Purmanin last year. And you can see the Friends of MERU here, together with the next generation and the leaders of MERU. So this is a wonderful display of all the different people that are coming together, synergizing together to create this next phase. You can see there Casper with his arms at the back, leading us in this next phase. And it's important to also see at the front there, next to me, is Rudy Gilman, who is one of our heroes, wants to see the tower manifested as soon as possible. And the apartment building itself, the acquirers, and predominantly Rudy, gave generously in 2023 for the 10,000 World Peace Assembly to become a hero of the event. And like this, we'll see the Friends wanting to bring the entire project to fruition.
We have thought to put all that is best in one place, in that place. All that is good about quiet, calm, happy living, yet full of enthusiasm and dynamism, full of knowledge and experience. And that is what MERU is about.
So whenever you come to MERU, you have the experience of course, Maharishi Vastu, which is very powerful, but there's something that goes beyond that, which is the power of a home of a great Rishi, a home of Maharishi, that gives a natural experience of transcendence and purity to anyone who comes here.
This is a place to really experience happiness, peace, and heaven on earth. And this is what I feel always when I'm here on this ground, and I'm so excited to live here permanently.
Don't hesitate any second, come here, because you will see this atmosphere you will not find anywhere. You are surrounded with the forest. Inside you are so calm, you have group meditation, you have cities. More complete, you cannot live. So don't wait, come here.
What is your journey at MERU? So we have an opportunity at ground level. This is the beginning of a new phase to invest in any of the projects, whether you're successful and want to donate and give of your time and resources, whether you feel this is a good investment because there's a return both from a dharmic point of view and also a financial point of view, and we have all this information that we can dive into offline, or whether you just feel that you want to reside either part-time or full-time, as some of our acquirers have done. There's an opportunity both in this apartment building and the residence building to be part of this incredible place, the place to be.
Thank you.
we are very grateful to all those that put that video together, and especially Mother Margarita for her interior design skills, because one of the comments that we got back when we were in India, especially from the international movement and the US, was that they haven't actually seen the movement move forward in the modern way. It's still the kind of the beautiful but old movement design. And this is a step forward to see a modern approach to Vastu and interior design. So that's all the skills of you, Margarita. Well done. And during the 10,000 course, it was always the notion that we're heroes, and we were given a small slot. We were expected to have more, but we were given a slot in front of Mr. Mittal and his wife, who was one of the well-known business people in the world, to present this vision, which we did. And Caspar, you told me that he was quite impressed when you could see his facial expressions.
Yeah, he was looking for eye contact with you and me after the presentation. He was thanking us. Yeah.
So as we move forward, then we know that we've set the seed in there, and as I said, we're very grateful to Rudy for being together with the other residents who contributed, but you were the key donor, and we received the Heroes Award on your behalf. So we'd like to present it to you now, just for today, because what we would like is to have it in reception of the apartment building. But we're happy for you to take it until we complete the building, so you can enjoy it. So we'll present it to you now.
Do you need a mic? Linda.
Maharaja.
So this award was given to us by Maharaja for our support in the 10,000 group for world peace in the beginning of this year in Hyderabad and DEFCO. So please.
I only can say thank you, but actually it belongs to someone else. It belongs to everybody here. So I just represent everybody who bought here, and it's so nice that I'm in the position to be the guy who can show it to everybody. But it actually belongs to everybody. Maybe we should put it then in the house somewhere. In the reception, yeah, would be nice, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I think it's better kept here, otherwise I lose it.
Enjoy for today.
Yeah.
Enjoy for today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rudy. Thank you. So as we take the deeper dive into the vision and what's happening here at MERU, I'd like to also honor one of the first connections we made before we even came to MERU, and that was with Raja Paul Potter, who was actually holding one of the domains that we are now looking after. That's Cyprus. Linda and I look after Greece, Cyprus, Yemen, and Djibouti. And with regards to Greece and Cyprus, Raja Paul did come to Cyprus, and the handover and support from Raja Paul was incredible. And so we have a really close relationship. And then we didn't know, but he said, oh, by the way, I look after the Brahmastan of the capital here and the gardens. And when we saw the labor of love and what he was doing here with his wife, Susie, we just said, how can we help? And the request was not huge and out of sight. It was very humble and very grounded, so to speak. So for the last 4 years, we've been supporting in our own small ways, Linda and I, and we love the progress that's being made. So we'd like to hand over to Raja Paul, because we'd like to keep supporting, and thank you for the energy that's there that allows us to continue these projects.
Thank you so much, Raja Andreas and Linda Kay. It's been such a pleasure for Susie and me to know you and to work with you. We just feel you are great, and what you're doing is phenomenal. So thank you. But Susie and I actually first came to MERU in 1990, and we came with Maharishi. And Maharishi was very attracted to this place because it's in the midst of a beautiful forest, but also in the midst of Europe, with access to all the major cities of Europe. And it's halfway between Asia and the Americas. You could speak to Asia in the morning, Europe in the day, and the Americas in the evening. And he did that all day long. So it was wonderful to be here with Maharishi during that time. And Maharishi established this as the international capital of the global country of world peace, from where he inaugurated so many beautiful programs over this next 18 years. And when Maharishi first moved from the old monastery, which was there, into the new Vastu Peace Palace, where he lived for these 18 years, he noted a feeling of freedom, that it didn't feel like the walls were binding him like before in the old building, and he could really focus on his global administration. And he made a master plan to build the whole campus according to Vastu, together with our great architects. It actually took about 20 years to get the full permission to finally demolish the old monastery. And the master plan, we found, called for a park, for a beautiful Vastu park right next to where the old building was at that time. And so this became the Maharishi Peace Park. And starting about 12 years ago, it was, as Raja Andreas said, a labor of love for all involved. An old fountain was discovered somewhere on the property and put together in pieces, which moved to the center of the park. And over time, wonderful plantings here and there that were found unneeded in the park on the campus were moved to the park and donated by those people who were working with them. And Raja Andreas and Linda Kay then supported the construction of 2 beautiful glass conservatories at either end of the park. And these were donations on behalf of the countries of the Raja domain, making a beautiful connection between their countries and the international capital of the global country of world peace. And this inspired further support from other generous donors. And now the park had gotten to the point a few years ago where it could be used for events such as meetings in the conservatories, outdoor concerts, and garden banquets under tents. Raja Andreas and Linda provided a matching donation last summer, and now another matching donation is just announcing today. For this year, it will support a new phase of development of the park, which we're very excited about. Soon, the new administration building that was referred to by Casper and Raja Andreas, one of the 3 buildings under construction, will be finished and will house many of the functions of the temporary container buildings now located just to the east of the park. And the containers will be removed at that time, opening up a new unrestricted vista east and west through the center of the campus, making the Maharishi Peace Park visible and accessible from the eastern entrance of the campus, something we've been waiting for some time. This will increase the use of the park and require important upgrades now to make it fitting and a welcome public entrance to the campus. There's much work to be done in the park, and we now warmly invite you to join Roger Andreas and Linda Kay to make this vision a reality in the coming months. And we have a short video to show, which gives a little bit of a vision of what's been done so far on the park. The Maharishi Peace Park is one of the first projects of the master plan for the development of the international capital of the global country of world peace. It is located at the center of the campus, which includes Maharishi's Peace Palace, global administration, program halls, residences, and the Maharishi Tower of Invincibility. The park has been constructed according to the principles of Vastu architecture, with walkways and a central fountain. 2 glass conservatories surrounded by shade trees, planting, and beautiful flowers have been built for meetings, events, and performances. All this has been possible thanks to the generous support by our global family. We warmly welcome you to join us to participate in the remaining projects, including lighting throughout the park, a Vedic fountain, new plantings, and interactive displays about MERU and Maharishi's vision for a peaceful world. Please visit our website to learn more about the park and how you can participate.
That final vision of you in the conservatory, inviting people together, is fabulous. Well done. I think, Daria, we can definitely work with Raja Paul. He's a good salesman. Very good. Raja Raphael, would you like to say something? Yeah, there's a mic there.
Raja Paul, could
Raja
you give
Paul?
the mic to Raja Raphael? Oh.
It's really nice to see everyone here, and welcome to MERU, Rudy, and all the guests. These beautiful presentations by everyone just showcases the progress that and the momentum that we have here at MERU as the international capital, Maharishi's international capital, and Maharaja's international capital here for the whole world. And this is what we are here for, as being the capital, capital of Maharishi's knowledge, and representing Maharishi's knowledge for the world here in this central place in the Netherlands. And one thing that is the most important aspect of our being here and living here is the group program. And even though we have not showcased it today in a big way, as we have seen the other aspects coming together, the living quarters, the operations building, and the apartment building and the park, but our real focus now is to create that program building where we can all do program together. And this was Maharishi's really central theme the last 20, 30 years, is to have large groups doing program together. And that's what brings
the effect, that peaceful, that beautiful silence that is within, to bring it out for the whole world, to create that coherence for world peace, for harmony, for bliss, for the whole population of the world. And this is what our task is here. Our aim, our goal is to create that effect. And in order to do that, we need a very large program hall, meditation hall, for all of us to do program together. So this is, Caspar and I have been sitting together and planning something in that direction with, of course, Raja Alberto and Margarita, which are now really looking into the optimum kind of building construction for this hall. So in addition to the Tower of Invincibility, which is what Maharishi really wanted as well, is in a more transcendental, quiet way, we have to create this program hall, and that will manifest everything else that needs to be manifested here. And I just want to let you know that this is really one of our central goals, is to create this hall in addition to the Tower of Invincibility, which is really the manifestation of the silence. From the silence comes that manifestation of knowledge, which is represented on the 12th floor of the Tower of Invincibility. This is what we would like to achieve here, and with your help, with your coherence, with your presence here, we will be able to manifest this. So thank you for coming, and thank you for being here today and enjoying the atmosphere here at MERU. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you, Raja Raphael. As they say, success breeds success, and we started one site construction, and then we know that Rudy's mission is to build the tower, and then Maharaja came a year and a half ago and said, my desire is to build a wellness resort, and we know why that's important, and we put that there. And so today we hear there's a Raja Raphael desire for flying halls and coherence, and so that will now be firmly put on the map with all the projects.
As we know, we had this 10,000 gathering in India, in Hyderabad, and this is part of continuation here of that momentum that we created in India, is to have groups everywhere. But here, since this is the capital of the whole movement, this is the important aspect, to have this here as well, to have that group coherence. So to extend what we have created there, we want to have it here as well. And Maharaja has been leading this initiative in a big way, and he is very much behind what we are doing here, supportive what we're doing here. And when he comes here at Guru Purnama, maybe even before, he will express his desire to have this here as well, this great coherence, the group, as largest group as possible, and not only for the people who live here, but all the surrounding communities, people from all the surrounding communities and in Europe. So that's Maharaja's desire, and we are all doing our best to fulfill all of that and Maharishi's desire.
Thank you. We will continue exploring that, and I do know from Raja Alberto that he's wanting to present something in the near future in the same way as we're presenting the tower and the wellness resort. So we'd like to turn our attention actually to the tower, because there is obviously a huge desire there, and personally I'm very motivated because Rudy's motivated, and so it's great to work together. And we can't build anything if we don't have a team, and that's why I'm really grateful that the Friends of MERU came together and said, we're not just building an apartment building and a residence building, we're actually building a team that can do the rest. because it's an ongoing 10-year project at least. So, Caspar, tell us about the tower, where we are, and what we expect.
So in December last year, we were given the permit for the 54-meter tower. We say 54-meter because there was a permit before for a tower of less height, but we always wanted 12 floors. That was Maharishi's design, and we've had to go through some regulatory challenges to get there. Now that we have this permit, the next step is really finalize the team, as Rajendra said. We have to go out and get project management, architecture, and general contractor. And we are thinking about phasing the construction potentially. As you imagine that when we first had this plan, 2008, 2017, we went for the permit. Now it's 2024, costs have risen, so we may have to phase this building, but we're seed capital enough to start. And basically, we've set ourselves a target, 2028. Time is moving, and so we are working now on basically that team building phase, fundraising, and then hopefully by the beginning of next year, we could start. In the tower, of course, we are also speaking about a tourism business, an exhibition business. That's the second element that will run in parallel. The construction will move forward and the physical building will be built, but the actual exhibitions and the knowledge that is held there also has to be developed, and that's essentially a second parallel project. Basically, that's the status of today.
Very good. Well, we need to have at least a few meetings with Rudy and the tower team and Maharaja about this, because we have got a few loopholes to go through, and there are options there too, which we'll discuss and bring back to our open house and discussions with the vision. But what we do know for certain is that the tower will be built, and the aim is by 2028. So we'd like everybody to have that in their consciousness, that it is one of the most important structures to be built, and everybody has their own version of the importance of it. What do I do? Oh, the cable. So everybody. Personally, as I said, pull the cable.
You can take other microphone, please. Klaus, you can close now.
How's that? Better?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Thank you.
All right. So, I said personally, I trained as an architect, not as a Vastu architect, but as an architect, and I have experience with Vastu now. But my sense is that, from an architectural point of view, this tower also will connect us even more to the holy tradition in a way that we can't even fathom. So that's my own personal motivation. As I said, the people that come together is the second motivation. As who shows up, who wants to do what, and I love the team that we're building here. So I'd like to actually just have a few comments on the tower, the essence of the tower, rather than how we're going to build it. We know the why, but the feeling of why we want to build the tower. We heard from Raja Raphael that it'd be nice to hear from Aikiji and also from Rudy and anybody else who wants to talk about the tower. Raja Alberto, yes. Aikiji, would you like to say something about the tower?
Linda, can you pass the mic?
So the tower, Maharishi said, should be built in every country. It's called the Maharishi Tower of Invincibility, and invincibility is destined to be for every country. So the first tower we thought should be built here at Meru because Maharishi lived here. And the Rajas all together, they performed the groundbreaking and foundation stone already here on this site. So this is the location. Now, if we think of building it in stages, supposedly, as Caspar was saying, the lower 3 floors of the tower, each floor has about 500 square meters. So if we build in stages, then probably the lower 3 floors, which are bigger, and then it shrinks, and then the stem of the tower continues to be 12 stories with a planetarium on the top. And then if we consider 500 square meters per floor on phase 1, then if we maintain the ground floor as an exhibition and cinema hall for everybody, the knowledge hall with big projections like this, then if we go upstairs, there's 500 square meters of empty space. Supposedly we make that in the beginning as a flying space because it's there. So 500 square meters for men flying and another floor for ladies flying, and it can be subdivided. There are 2 elevators and 2 staircases, so it can be used separately also without one bothering the other. In the basement, we have already all the equipment for air conditioning and like this, and also the toilets and whatever is necessary for the tower to run it. So that would be, if we don't build the whole thing at once, that would be a way of phasing it. So it's a thought, and we can consider. There you go, David.
Aikiji, would that also mean that if we started in that way, that we secure the permit?
Yeah, Kasparji, you will know, but we have a time frame that we should start within 1.5 years.
Yes.
So if we start, with whatever we want, with the basement and the 3 floors, then not all the financing is necessary, and we fulfill the need of starting the tower within that frame. So it kind of helps us in many ways. And also, it gives us flying halls in the beginning, like this. And later, to remove the foam and use the tower as, exhibition tower is no big deal, because it's just, done in a day or so.
Very good. Very good food for thought. Raja Alberto, would you like to add anything about the tower?
This is a very interesting thought indeed, because it's pragmatic. So what we will have in few months, 1 year, let's say, is many people here that they want to have the program together, not only working every day. So it could be a solution for the time being. Of course, it does not substitute the actual flying halls, because they have another place in the campus, and also the progress of the tower project should be granted and not be blocked by anything. So the idea is just for some time to bring our people from coming year on there and parallel to develop the actual flying halls. Yeah.
Very good. So what we're hearing is the stepping stones towards having permanent halls, and also fulfilling the starting of the project, so that we don't lose the permit. So these are all good thoughts, but only thoughts, because the driver behind this project is Rudy. So would you like to comment on this? Do we have a microphone?
That's the way it goes. Okay. I made some projects already in real estate with Freddie. I work with Freddie since 30 years. And I have the experience, once we start, I hate to stop. I don't want to build in phases. We do it in one stroke, and that's why I wanted to see what is the figure it needs that at least the construction is finished. Maybe we don't have the money from inside all, but at least let's build it. And yeah, because we are already much behind time since Maharishi told us we should build it. It would be great if we could just go ahead.
So what we're hearing from
everybody's ready here to build.
So what we're hearing from you is that we have 12 months to raise all the funds.
Yeah, but the question is also, is there not any delay anymore because of some people, some legal projects or some legal restrictions? Challenges, yeah.
Yeah, so there was, from the local community, there was a couple of parties that were concerned about nature and the impact on visibility, and most of these concerns have been addressed. There's one party left that has still persisted in their complaints, but it's really only a matter of time to get that resolved, and it shouldn't really hold up our planning, our project, our development. Yes, let's say if we've reached the moment that we are signing a contract with a builder, at that moment we should be done with these complaints. But I think that is realistic based on what I've seen and what I've heard from the municipality. You know, these things, they are, in the Netherlands we have a thing that we call, it's a Dutch word, but it's a polder model, which means that your neighbors can share their opinions about what you're doing, and that you have to consider that. And we've been doing that, and we've been doing that for years. And there's one party left that still feels that their concerns haven't been addressed.
But how is it actually when you are starting to construct? Can they stop it in the middle because it's not clear yet?
No.
Are you sure when we start, we just build it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all we need.
That's all we need, and we know that we have till 2028 to complete. That's what we've set ourselves as a target. And with your momentum and motivation, Rudy, I have no doubt it will happen. So whilst we are in parallel looking at all these different projects, we've just seen that there are stepping stones here to different things. Maharaja was very, very clear about the wellness resort. And when asked where would we build it here, he said, there's next to the tower, we have what was supposed to be Maharaja's Peace Palace. He said, I don't need to have a Peace Palace for myself of that size. I'm happy to stay where I stay when I'm here and take that. So IKG put together a wonderful first solution for a 50-room wellness resort. And we consulted with Mackman Associates, who are well-renowned spa specialists, to just give us a sanity check on the commerciality of what would effectively cost, 30 million euros to build and get fully functioning. And the numbers are very encouraging. So those are numbers that we can share with investors. And again, it's about building a team to deliver on this project. But it's very exciting that, again, the right people have come together. We have Dominique, who's a hotelier too. He's in a hotelier in Brussels, and he's already collaborating with the Maharishi Health Shrivastava family. And we also have collaboration with Raja Bruno and Lorenza, who are the Rajas of Health. And
we thought, well, how can we have a stepping stone towards the wellness? The wellness would take at least 3 years from now, the big wellness resort. How can we have a stepping stone towards that? In the same way as we discussed the flying halls. And like this, the part of the ground floor of the apartment building made itself available for something which we'll hear more about from Casper and Richa ji. But what we do know is that wellness and Ayurveda is so important to our well-being and consciousness. And in the world we have integrated medicine that was developed to try and bring East and West together. But with the problem with integrated medicine is, as a term that's used, is that the modern medicine is really the driving force, and anything else becomes subservient or not really that important. They haven't got a say. So there's a new term that's coming forward, which we're working with and would like to be pioneers in the world, and that is collaborative medicine. Collaborative meaning that if you're going to be introducing Ayurveda and introducing modern medicine in the sense that you have your bloods checked and you may have an MRI, etc., that they are both equally as important, and they collaborate together to bring you the best. And so it's a very exciting project, and as I said, it's a few years away. But what I would like to hear today is, what are we going to experience in the next 12 to 18 months with regards to the 3 buildings and what's in those 3 buildings and how they're going to benefit MERU and the Friends of MERU. And just one thing I wanted to share about, the number of people that will be coming to MERU, because that was one of my concerns, is that how would the existing MERU take all these visitors, and we heard from many leaders here that it would just enliven. If you do it in a manageable way, so that it's not too much for the community, if you do it in a manageable way, it will bring much needed revenue. It will also bring those people that are desperate for the knowledge, desperate to heal, desperate to become well in every way. And so we know that the art of living is giving. So if we have the opportunity to give to those pilgrims that come here, it's a pilgrimage, that the visitors here will be coming on a pilgrimage, then we will be doing what Maharishi asked us to do, and the art of living is giving. So I'd like to pass over to Casper, then you can introduce Richa on what we're doing there.
So it was briefly mentioned during the video presentation. There's 2 functions planned in the 3 buildings that we're building today. One of them is an academic function, an educational function, and that's primarily showing up physically in the form of a big lecture hall on the ground floor of the residence building. And there is a wellness function, and that is showing up on half of the ground floor of the apartment building. Richa, who's with us here today, I hope we can get her a mic. Richa is one of the management board members of MERU, and her responsibility will be that wellness on the ground floor of the apartment building. The academic side, Lila Maria Hartman is responsible, but she couldn't be here with us today. She's teaching a course in the US. But please, Richa, go ahead and share about the wellness, and I'm happy to share in Lila Maria's stead a little bit later about the academy.
Sure. Thank you so much. Jai Gurudev. A very warm welcome to MERU Open Day today. Happy to see you all here and be here with you. On behalf of Maharishi Ayurveda, I think you are already aware that Maharishi Ayurveda India has been producing high quality Ayurveda products for the last 40 years now, supporting the movement with all those beautiful products that Maharishi originally designed with his Vedyas, and my father supported. And now Maharishi Ayurveda is moving more towards not more, but another angle, that is the service and wellness industry. The Maharishi Ayurveda Hospital in India has become the top Ayurveda hospital in India. The facilities are wonderful. Maybe some of you have experienced, or we invite you to experience. The Wellness Boutique Resort in Rishikesh is again one of the most well-known Ayurveda resorts in India today. And we are also planning more resorts in India, which we will soon announce to you. And in Europe, we are working on our Vaidya programs with a team of young Vaidyas trained perfectly in Maharishi Ayurveda pulse diagnosis and the use of the Maharishi Ayurveda products. These Vaidyas are traveling all over Europe, mainly covering Germany, Slovenia, Netherlands, Romania, Bulgaria, many other European countries. And that is how we plan to expand Maharishi Ayurveda more. And it is an honor and joy to work with MERU to build the MERU Wellness Clinic, which we might have by next year, end of next year. And then, of course, the Wellness Resort, as was mentioned by Raja Andreas. And for now, we are expanding into more clinics in Europe, starting with Regensburg, London, and Den Haag. So hopefully we will announce them to you soon. And I would like to introduce one of our young Vaidyas here, Dr. Agrima Avasthi. She will be doing a brief presentation for us for Maharishi Ayurveda, and then also some consultations as was requested. So Dr. Agrima, I think we can start with your presentation. Kaushalji, can you put on the slides?
Jai Gurudev, everyone, and thank you for the brief introduction, and thank you for having me here and showing me the small presentation about the summers which is about to come. So this is all about enjoying summers with Maharishi Ayurveda. We all know that during every seasons, there are doshas which alleviate and there are some doshas which aggravate in every season. To make the season easy for everyone, so the doshas do not aggravate, here are some changes which need to be done in the diet and also in the lifestyle. So let's understand what happens in our body in summertime. Vata is slowly moving up in the summers, and Kapha dosh, which shoots up in the spring, starts to lower down in the summers. In Grishma Ritucharya, which is among the 6 ritus mentioned, which is seasons, the summer rays become more powerful and appear to be destructive. You can see the heat waves and heat strokes, especially nowadays in India. You can hear everyone hear about it. The heat waves are becoming more day by day. Kapha decreases day by day and Vata increases consequently, which can give you indigestion, acne, heat stroke, and dehydration, and many more. Diet and lifestyle for the summer seasons. So everybody should start the day early so that you can soak the vitamin D, which is naturally provided, instead of having vitamin D capsules or dependent on any capsules. Then to ease the constipation, which is a major role of Vata, it leads to constipation and evacuation of toxins doesn't happen from the body. To ease it, you can easily have just a glass of warm water and add 1 teaspoon of ghee and sit in the Malasana. You can see the second image there. That is the Malasana posture. And it helps in evacuation of toxins and through the stool, which we spoke about yesterday. And then walk. A walk of minimum 15 to 20 minutes is necessary for everybody and of every age, because it helps you to lower down your stress, and that ways you can have a natural pure air from outside, but a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes, that too early morning walk is necessary. There are few pranayams. There is a list of pranayams actually, but basically you can start with these two, which is Surya Bhedi Pranayam and Chandra Bhedi Pranayam. In Surya Bhedi Pranayam, it's just you need to start inhaling from the right side of the nostril, and then take a pause, and then exhale from the left side. And just opposite is the Chandrabhedi pranayam, where you have to inhale from the left side and exhale from the right side. This is a natural pranayam to alleviate the pitta, the heat, and you will see it is a cooling pranayam. So by this, naturally you can alleviate your pitta, and like you can save yourself from the inside heat. It will naturally come out and cool you down. Oral health and hygiene, which is necessary for everyone. So you can brush your teeth with Iodent. It's a Maharishi Ayurveda product with 0 chemicals, and you can start the day with that, which calms all the 3 doshas. And swishing with oral hygiene like gum care oil, which strengthens your gums. And also, we know this is the seat of Vata and Pitta both, and everything starts with your tongue, whatever you eat. So it's better to maintain the oral hygiene with the herbs, which are very essential for all of us. And that ways you can alleviate Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Then bathe with normal water after doing Abhyanga with Vata massage oil or Pitta massage oil. And you can even mix both of them. It depends upon body to body. If a person is more into Vata constitution, the person can have Vata oil, which you can see by you have more dryness. And if you have if you belong to Pitta constitution, you can see that you may have more acne, itching and everything. And you can of course mix both of them and do the Abhyanga before bathing, like 15 to 20 minutes. And this way you will improve the blood circulation of your body naturally. And after that, you can of course bathe with normal water. And hives and itching are very common in summer because the Vata and Pitta gets disturbed in summer. And due to those various reasons, both of the oils can be used. Face mask for summer. Take 1 teaspoon of sandalwood powder and take 1 teaspoon of neem powder. You can use the image here is shown, it's in tablet form. You can crush the tablets and then make powder out of it, and then add aloe vera gel. So this mixture will help you in in alleviating your pitta, as well as it's a natural face mask which will help you with itching, if you have any acne, or even if you have open pores, it will help you with all of these. And the sweat as well, because usually we have seen in summers this area is prone to acne and all. So you can see by this naturally you can alleviate your pitta and vata. And apply this, and before, usually what wrong we do, any face mask that we apply, we make sure that it's dried completely and then we wash it off, but that's the wrong procedure. A face mask should not completely dry before you wash it off. So it should be half dry and then you can wash it off and you can see it. And don't forget to use the Radiant Skin tablets. That is for the beautiful skin, a very lovely product of Maharishi Ayurveda. And if your skin is dry in winter season, usually use Vata skincare cream, and it is very good. I have used it personally, and I can say everybody to use it. And if your skin is prone to sunburns and in summer season, you can use Pitta skincare cream. A healthy summer diet and routine. Start your day with the Pitta drink. You can soak coriander, the normal coriander, 1 teaspoon in a glass of water overnight, and drink this in the morning, empty stomach. This is a natural summer drink to alleviate your Pitta. It will save your gut from Pitta imbalance and skin issues too. And even if people have thyroid issues, it is a very good remedy. Mindful eating with sun. So just you need to look out for the sun every day. If there is a sun, starting from, you can see the light rays in the morning. That means you should have lighter breakfast. So here for the breakfast, before breakfast, you can have soaked raisins, 2 to 4, this balances your gut and also Vata and Pitta too. And then breakfast, that's very small actually for me. Breakfast, by maximum 8 a.m. you can have your breakfast, and the food should be cooked, light and warm. Try to have warmer breakfast. So just imagine the bread. Bread is dry in nature. When you have bread and you belong to Vata Prakriti, that means you are eating dryness. and it will give you more dryness. So just imagine every food that is kept on your plate, and that ways you can eat it. So you can feel the dryness. If you will have more dryness, and also you will be wanting to have more water when you have bread. That's because you took something dry and now body wants to make it wet. And of course, say no to raw salads. I'm not asking you to take no salads. You can have cooked salads, and that's one of my favorite breakfasts these days when I switched to Europe, because I saw people eating salads here. Now I've switched to cooked salads. Just take some olive oil or ghee is best, and then you can add your cucumbers and whatever, lettuce, whatever you want to put in it, but make it warm, because your digestion is just the start in the morning, and you can boost it just by having cooked salads instead of having raw salads or any cold food in the morning. Then at 10 a.m. you can have any seasonal fruits. Mangoes are my favorites. You can choose yours, but you can have them at around 10 a.m. because that's the time when you're switching towards the pitta. The sun is getting stronger. So you can have anything raw during this time between 10 to 11 a.m. Or you can also have the summer drink like coconut water. That's best. So let's switch to next slide. Choice of fruits, yeah. So this season, the choice of fruit should be sweet and not sour. So choose all the sweet fruits, that is like apples, like pomegranates. Pomegranate is the only fruit that you can even have raw when you have slow digestion. That boosts your Agni and helps in metabolism. And also it has a lot of fiber, so it helps in evacuation. Then avoid citrus fruits like kiwi and sour tasting fruits. And then it's the lunchtime. So everybody has seen by the lunchtime, some of the people get very hungry, and some of them are like, it's okay, we can still control. So we could see some of the people having lunch before lunch. So like some of them had potatoes. I would not name them here, but we could see. So what you can do with that? So we can always have to see the sun. The sun is very strong during the lunchtime. And in the same way, the Agni, the digestive fire, becomes very strong. So have the best meal of the day, whatever you feel like. But again, I'll say have the cooked meal that is good. Like you can have khichdi with buttermilk. You can have tortillas with normal chutney and lentils, rice, lentils, cooked veggies, even wheat vegetable pastas. Or even if you are a non-vegetarian, you can still have non-vegetarian or eggs during this time, because you will be able to digest whatever you have. Of course, whatever doesn't mean have anything, but have the best cooked sattvic meal, that's the best. Snack around 4 a.m. Some people get hungry, though I'm talking about pitta people who can get hungry even before dinner time. Yeah. So approximately 4 to 5 p.m. you will have a drink. You can have a drink so that whatever you eat is digested. So there are things when you purchase, you invest your money on something very expensive, but actually the nutrition is not into it because your body is not able to digest it. And then you produce more undigested food materials, that is ama. So to even digest, even if you ate anything wrong, better to have this drink. Take 1/4 TSP of teaspoon of carom seeds and 1/4 teaspoon of cumin seeds and roasted. You can make a tea out of it, both of them, mix it together and boil it, and better not to strain it. If you like cumins and caroms, better to have them. And then fox nuts is the easiest and healthiest way to get calcium. So fox nuts. I can show you image after the presentation, and it's really tasty. One of the favorites snacks given to any age area, any age you decide. So it is best to have them together, and it's delicious. Just take 1 teaspoon of ghee and roast the fox nuts together and have it with this lovely pitta tea. And then let's move to takra. So I have seen people taking yogurt. There is a difference between yogurt and buttermilk. So, but yogurt is, if you take a spoon of yogurt, you can see it's thick in nature. But buttermilk is watery and it's easily digestible. So how you can make the Ayurvedic buttermilk? Just take 2 teaspoons of yogurt in a glass of water, churn it well. Now add roasted cumins and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper powder and 1/4 teaspoon of black salt. Mix it well, enjoy it with your meal. You can have this during your lunchtime. Also, you can have it with your snack. So it's a lovely drink which will alleviate your vata by its sour taste, and pitta by sweet taste, and kapha by astringent taste. It has all the three tastes, and it is like vata, pitta, kapha, all the doshas get alleviated through this drink. Okay, now the Ayurveda dinner date. You can always have a date, but in an Ayurvedic way. So dinner, soup is the best recipe for dinner time, as it is very easily digested. Clear veg soup, vegetable soup, tomato soup, zucchini soup, asparagus soup, this I would recommend to anybody. If you belong to Pitta Prakriti, I would suggest you to not have more of tomato soup, instead have other soups. Because tomatoes is little sour in taste, it can aggravate your vata. And if you have acid reflux and all, it can of course increase that. Now add a little extra vegetable bowl if you still feel hungry. This is again for Pitta people, they may get hungry. So you can, instead of having breads, I would suggest you to have a bowl of vegetable. Take 2-3 sips of warm water after every meal. Every meal means even in the morning, after breakfast, after lunch, after dinner. So by this way, you are easing your digestion and you are able to digest properly whatever you ate. Pro tip, take 1/4 fennel seeds and rock sugar after every meal. If you have went to India, if you ever been to India, you'll see that in every restaurant, this fennel and mishri, we call in Hindi, rock sugar, it is always given after, or always there on the table or in the reception area, because it helps in digestion. So I would recommend it to everybody, especially to Pitta people. They will love it because the sugar, the rock sugar taste is sweet and it alleviates your vata and pitta both. And then serve kanji this summer. Kanji is like rice gruel, and it is very easy to make. You can have a handful of rice and boil it in water, and until the rice is all mixed in water. And then it is very easy, even if you have loose stools or if you have diarrhea or you feel that there is some uncomfortable feeling in the stomach, rice gruel is easy to digest, even for the kids. So it's a safe drink. So and it's very good for summer because it's cooling in nature. So you can have it anytime. And watch your gut, of course. So gut is the main seat where vata starts aggravating. So if you do not clean your stomach on everyday basis, you are keeping the toxins safe. So like in our houses, we keep dustbins and we put out whatever the dust is on everyday daily basis, right? In the same way, the gut has to be cleaned on a daily basis. Make sure your gut gets clear every day, the way you clear your ama, toxins on a daily basis. Drink 1 glass of water like we discussed earlier in the Malasana position on a daily basis as soon as you get up, and this will ease your evacuation process. Watch your poop, of course. Not everybody do that. So you must watch your poop, because if it's sticky, you know the ama is there. If it's white in color, this indicates more of kapha imbalance. If it's dark, hard in color, that means dark in color and it's hard, that means you are more prone to vata, and you now switch to some more wet things instead of having dry foods. And then if it's watery, that means you have pitta imbalance. So just watch out, and everything is there on the plate. So whatever you see, you'll get to know everything. Like if you eat banana, you'll see the texture is sticky. That means it will produce more kapha in the body. So, and you belong to kapha. That means if you are little, just by looking, I can say if you are little overweight and you are lazy, lethargic, tired, that naturally in nature, not by any disease, that way banana is not for you. So you can just make your plate very easy and according to your constitution. That way, whatever you eat, you just look at it, what will it do to my body and how can I eat it well. So this, do we have another slide? Yeah. So what supplements Maharishi Ayurveda will give you for this summer is Amrit Kalash, a mandatory for every constitution. It is a rasayana which is required for everybody. From if you are above 25, I will suggest you, it is for everybody. So, and ashwagandha plus milk is for your lethargy. If you feel lethargic, you can have ashwagandha plus milk. But of course, if your digestion is not very well, I'll suggest you to also have MA154, with ashwagandha and milk. So it is easy to digest, because ashwagandha can be little difficult to digest for people who do not clear their stomach on a daily basis. Then moringa. Moringa is a superfood and it balances vata very well. So if you feel lethargic, tired, you have joint aches, of course you can take moringa on a daily basis. Vata balance. Usually I have seen vata balance, the people who are taking, they get confused that if you have pain only then you can take vata balance. But vata is the main dosha which disturbs pitta and kapha, because pitta and kapha cannot move. If vata is not aggravated, they will still be on a settled position. So vata balance is for everything. If you have pain, if you have disturbed sleep, if you have dryness, so if you feel anxiety, stressed, vata balance is for every person. Then MA 154 to ease the good digestion, because summers can of course disturb your digestion. So I would suggest everyone to take 154 for a good digestion. And Trifla Plus, instead of Trifla, you can still switch to Trifla Plus because it has rose and it alleviates the pitta in summer season. Yes, sleep tight so you dream right. So apply sesame oil warm on the food and do Padabhyanga. By this, the blood circulation is improved and you get a good sleep. Transcendental meditation, of course, if we are sitting here, that means we are into TM already. So I don't need to discuss that with you. Make sure you do not use any gadget 1 hour before your sleep time. The radiations coming from gadgets increase the pitta in the body, and this can lead to poor sleep. So most of the time, if you belong to Pitta Prakriti, maybe you can relate the eyes starts burning after some time, especially during the night. That is all because the gadgets have that Pitta coming out and you are taking it. You are getting soaked in Pitta, and that ways you may not even get a good sleep and you may have headache. So better to switch off the gadgets, any gadgets, and sleep good. Then massage with Shirbala oil and on head for at least 3 times a week. This helps to get a better sleep. Shirbala oil is a best medicine if you cannot get good sleep, if you have tinnitus problem, if you have headache. So this will help with everything. So just you can put it also on your hairs for head massage. Also you can do nasya out of it some of the days, maybe once or twice a week. Just put one drop in each nostrils as soon as you get up, and when it comes to your throat, just spit it out. And that ways you can take all the herbs out of this oil naturally. Okay, thank you. If any questions, of course you can ask, and hope this will make your summer easy. Cumin? Did you? Carom. Carom is anise. Yeah.
Anise.
Anise.
Microphones, please.
That is ajwain, not anistar. Anistar is different. Carom is ajwain. The small, brown, small brown seeds.
Like cumin, but
it is half the size of cumin and roundish.
We can show you that.
Yeah.
And foxnut.
Foxnut is makhana, right?
Yeah.
Linda, everybody online is missing out on your good questions.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, just have the mic. Yeah, some ate that one.
I was asking about the ingredients that I didn't recognize. So foxnut is?
Foxnut is commonly known as makhana. It is this round, no. Yes, I think in Indian stores.
That's the key, Indian stores. And then the other two that I mentioned?
Yeah, coriander seed, the round seeds, and fennel seed, of course, we are familiar with. And the carom seeds are small, round, cumin-like, but a different flavor than cumin. Ajwain.
Ajwain.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions for this particular aspect of wellness? Richa, are we complete with your presentation?
Yes, Rajendra.
Thank you. Well, just a flavor there. We had my experience is that there are people in the world that would pay very handsomely to come to a retreat because somebody's contacted them in advance, asked them what their life is about, what they're struggling with, where they can come to a world-class retreat so they can heal. And if they meet somebody like Dr. Agrima, who is going to be authoritative in her way that she is, and listen to her voice on a daily basis, if they're there for 3 days, 5, 7, 10, 2 weeks, or a month, that they will get incredible results. And I don't say that lightly because there is a huge demand for this in the world. We know, we've done the market research. It's a multi-trillion-dollar business. And if it's done well, which it will be with the team that we have, there will be a wait list to be in this retreat and resort. And we're getting a taste of it in the clinic, which is in the apartment building, which is what Richa was saying that she will undertake. It will be a taste of it. We'll be able to get a lot of the Ayurveda products there, and more. So Caspar.
Yeah. So what I mentioned earlier is, of course, there's also the educational side that will be in the building next to the apartment building, the residence building. I think many of you are familiar with MERU's courses. We've been holding courses for the last 10 years. We have courses on Ayurveda. We have courses on architecture with Aiki. We have courses on introducing TM in schools, and we have celebrations around the Vedic holidays. We have the annual conferences with Guru Purnima, and the January celebrations around Maharaja and Maharishi's birthday. All these things will be also led by another dear board member of the MERU team, Lila Maria Hartmann, daughter of Aiki. She wasn't able to join today, but a year from now, we'll all be able to enjoy, if we choose, to come and spend time for a week or a weekend diving into some of Maharishi's knowledge and doing program together. And this is an opportunity, of course, also for people that aren't able to come reside in the apartment building on the campus, but still come to MERU for a shorter time and enjoy the atmosphere and take some knowledge, and then hopefully also some health advice from Dr. Agrima or her colleagues. And so we're really trying to make a start now in the buildings that we're building today as a pilot, so to speak, for the commercial projects that we are envisioning in phase 2. And I hope you will all be able to enjoy that. I think Daria has some questions from people online. I guess they're more related in general, right? To the apartment building, yes.
So someone is asking if it's possible to be with her children who one of them is not a meditator. Maybe Caspar, could you answer this?
Yeah, so I think those of you who have acquired already are familiar, and those that are thinking about it. The MERU campus was originally really only for people working full-time for the movement. The apartment building project was the first change in that policy, so to speak. And yes, it's possible that you have guests in your apartment, friends, family, all of that is possible. There is a registration procedure for people to stay overnight, or especially for people to be part of a rental contract. And there is a policy where we ask that the people that join this community are also somewhat interested in that community and are practicing meditation and are understand that mission. But it's not that people that do not are not welcome. It's just that level of degree of really staying permanently on the campus. I hope that's clear.
Is the question more if somebody was to acquire and live there, could their child live with them if the child is a non-meditator? Is that the question?
Yeah.
So if the child is a non-meditator, can they live there? Can the child live there full time if the parent's a meditator? We haven't had that question before.
Oh, I didn't understand the question
Yeah,
like that.
and
Yeah.
and so the child could become a meditator eventually.
Yeah, but okay. A child, of course, is a different. I didn't understand the question like that. Sorry. I don't imagine that would be a problem if a child isn't a meditator yet, that they wouldn't be allowed to be with their parents. I don't think that would be. I'm sorry if I implied that. That's not what, of course, this is the situation. Yeah.
So the answer is yes, they can.
Yes.
Good. Thank you. And then the next question is the apartment, can they rent the apartment? And the answer is yes. And the further question is, what are the conditions to put my apartment for rent for some months in the year? So we've mentioned this a couple of times, that it's a really great opportunity as an investment to have an apartment. And maybe Raj Andreas, would you like to tell us more about the investment opportunity, why it is so?
Well, I think I'd like to quote Ruth actually on this one. Even in her interview, she's an astute property real estate owner. You're getting in at this level, you can see the beginnings of a wonderful unfolding of the master plan. And even though it's a very deeply spiritual game, so are the finances. So if somebody comes for the right reasons, the return on their investment can be great too. We've got, Linda and I had to beg to stay in a hotel. It's so full, it's so busy. And so the accommodation is scarce here. So if you start adding the different types of facilities that we're having here, then the demand for accommodation at the campus is going to be great too. So whatever you're investing now, if in 5 years' time you wanted to move on, then there's a premium to be added to the apartment. And at the same time, there's an ongoing return. So it depends how you want to play the game. If you like to be here during all the main events, then that's the high season. But at the same time, if you prefer to come and off season and enjoy the peace and quiet and get a good return during Guru Purnima and other events, then you're going to get a good return on your apartment. So like this, there's the ongoing return, and then there's the return if you want to move. For instance, if you want to upgrade later and invest in the wellness resort, where there'll be an opportunity, again, a limited opportunity to acquire a room in the wellness resort where you have some stay. You may have up to 30 days to stay, and then the rest of the time it's used by the resort for guests. It's another great return. So overall, there'll be an opportunity to invest and also realize your investment as you go along. I hope that answers the question. Yeah.
I just wanted to add that basically there's just a registration procedure and for new people. So there's no. I think the question was also how, like, do I need? Can you repeat? There was something about months. For what are the conditions to put my apartment for rent to some months in the year? Essentially, it's just follow the registration procedure for signing up people that are going to be using that apartment.
Just one point of Casper again. We know that that we've been very, because of Roger Raphael's scrutiny on how we do this project, and very rightly so. You've got some hurdles for people to get through to even acquire and rent. So if somebody's renting, do they not still need to fill a form about their...
That's what I meant with the registration procedure. So we basically, it has to be an application. But in principle, any meditator is welcome.
So that's a basic one. If somebody's invested and they want to rent during the periods that they have to be a meditator. Yes? Okay, and then there are other rules there too. Okay, more questions? That's it. Okay. Do we have any questions inside? Yes, we'll see the mic. Yes.
Is it on? Yes. Just so we don't give the wrong impression. It's, of course, these are the apartments, and even some of the residence rooms are rentable. And so, but there is a process to rent them, and there are certain qualifications that are required to have the person rent the apartment. Just as we all want to live in this beautiful environment, make sure that whoever rents the apartment abides by the same rules and everything that you are accustomed to living here at MERU. And so we want to make sure that whoever rents it has the same desires, the same vision, and the same program that we have, so we can all be together. So that's what we are looking for when we the qualifications for renting. So certainly it has to be a meditator, or minimum a meditator, and there will be some qualifications that are needed, which are the same as for the ones that are purchasing the apartment. So I just wanted to add that, and so we maintain the beautiful community that we are.
Very clear. Thank you, Rajrapal. Any other points or questions before we close? Thank you very much, everybody. Very informative, and thank you everybody online on Zoom who have been listening to us. And watch this space for more to come. Daria will be informing us what's next. Thank you.